I wasn't going to do a news of the day video, and then I was reading through what's going on today, and I went, okay, that's pretty funny. So, and I don't think it's meant to be funny, but it's funny. And if anybody's wondering why I'm wearing a Tavares jersey, it's a Tavares. Well, let's get to it. First off, Dustin Byfuglien's in talks with the Jets on rehab for his ankle. This is such a bizarre thing. Like, how does this work? He calls, hey, so I didn't show up for training camp. You guys have me suspended. This whole thing's going through court and it's going to be decided by an arbitrator. Can you guys help me rehab my ankle? What? So I don't know. This is a really weird situation with Byfuglien, and I'm not sure which twists and turns it takes from here. But it feels like there's more to come. So yeah. Byfuglien, I don't think he's ever coming back. Every indication seems to be he's never coming back. And he didn't have them look at his ankle. He just went off and... Anyways, if he was all that worried about it, he should have showed up for the team physical and training camp. And then today it was announced the New York Islanders... Can't keep a straight face. I can't. John Tonelli's number 27 will be retired February 21st of this year against Detroit. That's not funny. Butch Goring's number 91 being retired February 29th versus Boston. All I could think was, right, because nobody else wore 91 since Goring. Nobody else wore 91 since Goring. We're going to retire Butch Goring's number. I don't know. It's pretty funny. The only way this could be funnier would be if they were playing against Toronto. If they're playing against Boston. And there's a connection there, but if there was, this would be perfect if they were playing against Toronto. And Lou Lamoriello said during the big grandiose speech about the number, looked straight at Tavares and went, and nobody else of consequence ever wore this number. I found it funny, and at that point I was like, yeah, Shannon, you kind of need to do a video because that's really funny. And again, it may not be intended that way at all, but Lou Lamoriello doesn't do anything by mistake, so yeah, it's entertaining. No one else of consequence has ever worn 91. So if you have a Tavares, rather than burning it, just get the Tavares name taken off the back and have Goring put on it. Nobody's going to care there's a C on it. Nobody's going to care. Okay, moving along. Last night, Thomas Chabot, I mentioned this in the review, he ended up playing 37 minutes and 50 seconds for the Ottawa Senators last night. That's a lot of time. And in the overtime, he was out there 3-on-3. Now, it's one of two things. Either he's that good, and he is pretty good, or there's no other defenseman DJ Smith has a lot of faith in almost any situation. So that's Chabot's turn. It's Chabot's turn again. And while it's admirable to see him playing that much, you have to worry about him getting injured. Whether it's through hits, whether it's through whatever may happen, or just from playing too much and ending up with some kind of a muscle pull of some sort, some kind of soreness. I'd imagine he's hurting pretty bad today, so hopefully they let him have a maintenance day after playing 37 minutes and 50 seconds. That's the game time version of a bag skate. Dear Lord. So yeah, that's a lot of time, and for the Senators, this is where not having Erik Karlsson comes in. It's easy for everybody to dump on Karlsson. I guess it's easy to forget Karlsson was, their best player, and he was an emotional leader for them as well. But Chabot clearly is Karlsson 2.0, and we'll see how things go for him. But 37, almost 38 minutes, it's a lot of time. I mentioned this last night too. Justin Williams, or at least I've mentioned over the last 48 hours. I know that Justin Williams is apparently getting into game shape. He's ramping up his skating. The Canes logo's there for no reason. Also, Justin Williams, when Roto World was talking about him, they used a Carolina Hurricanes logo as well. There's no doubt in anybody's mind what's happening here. He's taken off about half the year, and he's going to come back. He's going to play for Carolina, and we're going to act surprised when it happens. And I guess I should talk a little bit about the lacrosse goals that have been scored by Svechnikov. And here's the thing. So now he's done it twice. Does this mean that other players are going to look at that and go, you know what, that's a really good idea? Or is it still going to just be a Svechnikov thing? Are we going to see McDavid doing it? Is Ovechkin going to go, is there a way I can do that from my normal spot? Like, are we going to see other players doing that, or is that just going to be a Svechnikov thing, where you do the lacrosse goal? And clearly it's something he's practicing regularly because he's done it twice in game now. So, Svechnikov, is he starting a new trend, or is it just entirely going to be him? So that's something other players are going to look at and go, he can do that, I'm not doing that. Just out there for just morsel of something to discuss for you fine people. And waivers. The waiver wire is busy today. We've got Austin Czarnik on waivers for Calgary. I would hope that somebody picks him up. Honestly, Czarnik's a pretty good player. I know he's played his way out of Calgary, but he's a pretty good... He's not better than a fourth liner. He's an energy guy. I would think somebody would pick him up. I'd be kind of surprised if he clears with all the injury problems that the NHL's been experiencing lately. Eric Comrie's on waivers for Detroit. I would figure he clears. I'd be very surprised if anybody picks him up. Because here's the thing. If there's people saying, well, he's young and he got picked up earlier this year, but you have to see a team that needs him as a backup. Now, New Jersey may look at it, right? But then for New Jersey, if Comrie doesn't play very well for them, and his numbers in Detroit weren't great, then you're stuck either waiving him or Demang again, and you're sort of recycling goaltenders who probably aren't good enough. And Stefan Noesen's on waivers for Pittsburgh, so he came in as a hired gun, did pretty well. Again, these fill-ins for Pittsburgh have been fantastic overall, and he's on waivers now, headed to the minors. I would be very surprised if Noesen gets picked up. I think Czarnik's the most likely, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do all three of them clear and go to the AHL, or does one of them get claimed, or just two of them get claimed? Like, we're up to basically the roster freeze is tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's that's it. There won't be any trades until after Christmas, after the roster freeze is gotten done away with, and so these are all moves that are leading up to that. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon. And remember, nobody of consequence has wore the number 91 for the Islanders other than Butch Goring. That's where it ends. I will talk to you again soon.